been quite a while since I put out a video, and there's been some reasons for it, but mainly the biggest reason is I don't know if you can hear it right now, but it's raining once again. It's been raining nonstop. It'll get sunny for a few days, but then it seems like the day that the track's open and running, rain comes. So we've been rained out. I think it's 4 different times since the last video, but we have made it to the track, and I'll explain that. But like I said, it's mostly just been the weather that's just not allowed us to get to the track and make some runs. But put new fittings on the car, USA made, and new lines. And the very first run, I went up there, put it on a trans brake, left, spun a little bit, made a decent run. It ran like a 992 at 144, 145. It was kind of a throwaway run from the spin at the beginning. Made some adjustments, went back up there for the second run, put it on the trans brake. I left, it hooked, and then I got like just past the 60 foot, and it just spun real bad, like I was on an ice skating rink. And all of a sudden I could smell a little smoke, see a little smoke as well. So I pulled off to the side, and the outlet from the transmission to the cooler, the line at the transmission, the fitting had blown apart, or the line from the fitting. And of course it put transmission fluid under the tire. And it could have been bad if I would have been farther out when it let go. It could have been really bad. So anyways, I didn't have the stuff to fix it there, so we loaded up and went home that day. Then the next time that we were able to go, when the weather allowed, we went to US 131 Motorsports Park there in Martin, Michigan. Super nice track, man. It's on a... If you're familiar with both tracks, Milan and US 131, you know, but they're just on a different level. Milan's more of a kind of an outlawish track, anything goes type deal. Doesn't require a lot of safety stuff. You can get away with stuff there that you can't at other places. You can run stuff that you probably shouldn't, that might not be safe. But don't get me wrong, Milan's a nice track. But their facilities are just not on the same level as a place like US 131 or some of the nicer tracks, down south a little bit. So anyways, we went there. It was cold. It was only like 38 or 40 degrees when we got there. They were running like a 6-hour block of a test and tune on a Saturday. We were already running an hour behind because it's about almost 2 hours from where I live to get there. So we got there an hour late, and then as we're pulling in to the facility, they're out there on the track cleaning up an oil down. And I don't know what was leaked or what, but it took them almost 2 hours to clean up whatever was put down on the track. And it was the whole length of the track. Whoever it was just kept driving, leaking shit all over the track. So it took them a while to get it cleaned up. So we went up there for the first run. I had upgraded the firmware on my Mega Squirt to the latest kind of test firmware. It's not a fully published firmware, so there's still bugs and shit in it. And so I had upgraded to that, and it changed some things with the boost control. So I had to make some adjustments, and I put a tune-up in there, thinking that it would make like the same. It would make the same boost that I have been making and getting the tune squared away as far as fuel goes. I figured it would make 18 to 20 pounds of boost, and we'll keep chipping away at the fuel, get it perfect, and then we could up the boost. I went out there, put it on the trans brake, and it sounded different. It just it was just a whole lot meaner than it usually is. It just had a different growl to it, I guess, or something. I didn't think to look down at my boost gauge, but it was making more boost than it normally does on the line. So anyways, let go of the brake, and I spun immediately. As soon as I let go of the brake. And then I get out there, and I hit it again, spun again. I'm like, man, I mean, this thing is coming alive. Like it's accelerating like it's never has before. Like I said, we don't have it opened up, but it's just never. I'm thinking it's on the same general settings as far as boost goes as what I've had in the past. I get back in it, and it's just screaming down the track, and all of a sudden, boom! I hit it, stumbles. I get out of it, get back in it again, go a little further, it stumbles again. Come to find out, it was boost cut, but I didn't realize it at the time. That I had the boost cut. I think it was 25 pounds I had the boost cut set at. So anyways, I boarded that run, got down there, pulled the log on it, and it was tickling 25 pounds like right now. I've been having problems with it being a little lazy, and I took off the screens or whatever, I forget what they're called. The screens that go on the inlets of the filter instead of on the inlets of the turbo instead of a filter. I took them off and put another degree of timing in it, and it responded to it like a major amount. It was a considerable difference in the slope of the boost ramp. Before it's kind of lazy, and then once it hits that certain spot, then it would go. But this one, it was up and it was going. It wasn't hanging around down there at the lower RPM, lower boost level. It was up there and it was ready to go. So yeah, it hit the 25-pound boost cut, and kind of aborted. The run was already I should have aborted it anyways because of the whole spin on the line twice deal. But I wanted to get at least a little bit of data out of it, so I tried to run it out. I just let out at the 8th and coasted on and went back to the pits. If you're curious why I was there at US 131, they got a scale there. So I put the car on it with me in it with basically a full 15 gallons of fuel. The car weighs 3,220 pounds with me in it, and I'm about 220, 215 to 220. So the car on its own is about 3,000 pounds. And I had some other stuff in the car that I'll show you. We'll talk about that in a minute. I had some other stuff in the car that would add some weight. So, if I put 3 or 4 gallons in the tank and got rid of the 11 or 12 gallons of fuel, that's 70 pounds right there alone. I could probably get the car down to 2,900 pounds, race ready, and then you throw me in there and it's 3,100 or so. So yeah, right about between 2,900 and 3,000 pounds is what this car is. So yeah, after that we went up, and on the second run, the lines had backed up in the staging lanes there because of another oil down, and so we sat there for a while, and we finally got up there, and we were running next to a brand new 2020 C8 Corvette, the mid-engine deal, $100,000 car, whatever it is. I think it was stock. I don't know if he had anything done to it, but anyway, so we lined up there, and I lowered my two-step RPM to try to get the boost down a little bit, and to leave a little bit softer, and hopefully to get it to stick. And it worked out pretty good. I made a couple adjustments on the suspension, on the shocks, and I made a bar change in the rear and gave it a little more bite, and dropped a half pound on the tire pressure, and that made a pretty good difference. It stuck for the first time in a long time. So anyways, got on the brake, left. Like I said, it was nice and smooth all the way through the 60-foot. And we get out there, man, and she's screaming. I had to raise the boost cut up so it wouldn't get off crazy on me. But I lowered the duty cycle back down, regardless of it. But I didn't want to hit the boost cut if it did creep up past where I thought it would be. Ended up making 23 pounds, and it was pretty much an uneventful run. Smoked the Corvette. The Corvette, I don't know if he might have had a problem. I'm not sure what they run normally, but he ran like an 11.2 or something along the lines, 120-ish mile an hour. But anyways, we had a great run. Didn't have any issues. It was nice and smooth. No tire shake. Nothing. No spinning. Car ran great all the way through, and we set our new personal. So we were able to put down a 932 at 152. It was a smooth run. Yeah, we didn't have any issues, so I was happy. But it was getting towards the end of the day, and the lines were backed up out of there in the staging lanes, and we were maybe gonna be able to get one more run before they closed, and just didn't want to sit around and not be able to get a run. Being 2 hours away from home, so we loaded up and put down a trailer and headed back home. So all that, previous stuff up till now, you guys are updated on that. There's a couple things that we're gonna do over the winter to change a couple things up and really try to push this thing, deep into the eighths. I'd like to be able to run in the 4-second eighth mile, and it's going to take quite a bit of power to do that. But I think it's capable, and we got a couple things that we're going to throw into the mix that I'll show you here in a second, to help it. So let's go ahead and take a look at the things I've done since the last video and show you what else we're going to be doing. All right, guys. So as you can see, we got a little bit of a change up here. We used to have the fender exits, okay, and they were super long. They did a big old giant loop underneath on both sides, going out, one on each side. They were mild steel. They were ugly. They were heavy. That's another thing. And I didn't really care for the way it sounded. It sounded pretty good, but I thought it could sound better. So what I did is I got rid of the mild steel and I went to aluminum. These are 3.5-inch aluminum, 6061 aluminum that I did I cut into teardrops, one for each side, and welded aluminum flange and to the turbo, and then wrapped them, to keep the heat away from the hood and everything. So I got to get them cleaned up a little bit, as you can see right here. I need to clean that one up and get it straightened out. But we were in a rush to get out and get on the trailer and get to the track, so I haven't been able to do that. But I got these welded. I welded them on my TIG welder over there. Still not great at TIG welding, but they're together and they look halfway decent. They're not terrible. So we did that. The hood, I think I showed you guys. I don't know, but I'll show you. I'll put the hood on with the teardrops and show you what it looks like. Let me do that and we'll come back. And then here's the back of the car. If you had a keen eye, you probably saw it already, but over here we got a little secret here. Little nitrous outlet, X series nitrous kit. I'll go back up here and show you since I didn't talk about it before I put the hood on. Let me pull it back off. Hold on. All right, so right there we got our solenoid. Just a little 078 orifice solenoid, just a small shot. This ain't nothing major. This is just a little, if I need to use it on the trans brake to help get it up into boost faster, I can. And then it's going to a Zex perimeter plate. So, on a normal plate, there's crossbars that kind of block the airflow for carbureted stuff, but on this particular one, I wanted to use a perimeter plate that has no bars in it, and it sprays from ports on the side. So it fills the plenum nicely, and you ain't got nothing to worry about as far as airflow blockage. So I got that on there. It's currently jetted for a 75 shot. We haven't used it yet. I wanted to get a base run with the updated firmware and get the boost control under control before we started to spray it as well. The initial idea is to use it on the trans brake only, but we likely, will eventually use it down track on just a small shot. It'd be a 75 or 100, maybe 125 shot. on top of the boost. But we got that installed and mounted and wired up. Everything's good to go there. I got I'll show you here in the car. I might be able to just duck right in and show you. So right here, got labeled nitrous. To arm the nitrous, you'll flip this up and that'll come on. And then below it, I didn't buy a purge. For this small shot, I didn't really think I needed a purge. I'll just bang it through the motor. That's just a small shot and it's a dry shot, so it ain't gonna make much of a difference. But anyways, I got the little bang switch right here. You just tap it to bang it through the motor, rev it up to 3 grand, whatever, and then just bang it and get the air out of the lines, and you'll be good to go. What else? I think that might be it as far as that. As far as that stuff's concerned, but so yeah, we got that on there. The bottle's full. We just haven't used it yet, but we'll get there. And then there's some other stuff I gotta show you. We plan on making it out hopefully one more time, maybe two, but it's probably will be one more time this year. They got a couple test sessions on Saturday at Milan for the next 2 or 3 weekends. On Saturday they're running their test and tune, so hopefully we can make it out and at least make another couple runs before the year's over, and then we'll put it up and start the tear down process and get the engine stuff over to a machine shop and start getting that work done. But anyway, that's an update. I wanted to give you guys an update. It's been quite a while, and I appreciate you still watching. Trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to say, but yeah, guys, stay tuned. It's gonna be real fun. It's sometimes projects take a while. You build it a certain way that you think is what you want, and then along the way it kind of veers off into another direction slightly, not a bunch, but it goes off a little in another direction. And sometimes that costs you money a little. You buy things and you end up not needing them, or you end up needing something a little different, so then you got to sell them, take a loss on them, and buy what you really needed. And that's just part of the learning process. I sure as hell ain't a professional at building cars, so you buy what you think you need and hope that you need it, or it's going to work for what you're trying to do or want to do. And if it don't, you kind of lose out on it. You try to recoup what you can by selling this stuff, but then sometimes you got to buy twice. And you kind of learn along the way what you want, what you need, and hopefully at the end, it's exactly what you wanted. So anyways, that's everything. So it's going to be a 302 cubic inch, 12.5 to 1 turbo methanol mod motor. So hopefully it'll be a machine, and we'll be able to hit some races next year. And we'll get everything dialed out and get this thing running top notch, and it'll be good to go. But I'm happy with the 9.3 that we ran for this year. I was hoping to get in the 8s this year, but I was happy just getting deep into the 9s, but I was hoping for an 8. It's just one of them things. We just kind of ran out of time, and the weather just hasn't cooperated. So the 9.3 will do, and we will hopefully be deep in the 8s and maybe more come next year. So stay tuned, guys. We'll hopefully, like I said, this Saturday, or it might be next Saturday. I haven't decided yet. Depends on the weather. Be out at the racetrack, so I'll have a video put up for that. I do have a clip of a part of a clip of the run from US 131 that I can put in, that I'll put in this video, and then I guess we'll see you on the next one. So, all right, guys, appreciate it.